In the beginning of this project, like at the beginning, I actually didn't think about documenting the process. The idea of even documenting the process came to me later. So for the first parts of the code, like of my journey of creating this project, I actually didn't document anything, but I did code by myself. I mean, I got some help from AI, but that's all it is. Like, I have managed to code much of the project, and most of my time was spent fixing silly bugs, like bugs that are so silly. Like, I don't understand why it took me so many hours to fix. Yeah, that's for this part. From now on, from now on, I'm just going to document the entire process. I may not document like take a screen record of the entire time I'm coding. That would be too many hours, but at least some highlights, and when I also make some records of me explaining how much progress I've made on the project, like how it looks on the browser, on the window. I'll be doing that, and for now, the project, I've added something like a mini spreadsheet. It's kind of just like a mini spreadsheet, just like a name. It's just like a spreadsheet, a worksheet, just like in Microsoft Excel, but with much less features. The only features it has are the features needed for teachers to take a quick look at students' grades and just do some calculations with it. That's all. Like, I'll show you like if you, like after a minute or two, like I'll show you what it looks like currently. But now I'm thinking of integrating a database. I'm thinking of integrating a database. I'm choosing between Firebase or Supabase. I'm not sure if I really want to learn a new programming language like SQL. That's why I'm thinking about Firebase, but in the future, as this real life project gets more and more complicated, I might need to actually use SQL as like a real database. That's why I kind of really want to use Supabase. Another thing is that the free tier of Supabase is like extremely generous, like extremely generous. I like it actually. I might choose Supabase as a database. Now, the next goal is to integrate the database. Once I am able to integrate the database, then I'll move on to the next parts of the project. Like, I spent so far, like, I think, like 4 days just building the mini spreadsheet. So after integrating the database and making sure the spreadsheet stays, I'll move on to other parts. This is basically what the project looks like by now. You can add a few, but you have this, I added a cancel and an insert button. Yeah, you can just cancel it immediately if you want. You can enter a number and just click the key enter, or you can just enter a number instead, click the insert key, pause walk. This one, this button over here just adds numbers. If it adds rows just in between other rows, like if there is me over here, someone here, like then, and let's say here, I could add rows in between these guys, like between every single row, like I can add rows. So, like this button also follows me everywhere I go. Like literally everywhere I go, the button follows me like immediately. So there's some benefit to this, and this remove student button just removes students. Just it completely deletes everything. You can either hit the insert key, you can hit the insert button if you want. It will still delete it for you. Everybody is still deletes for you. And you cannot accept invalid inputs. You just cannot put them. And you cannot put numbers so large you cannot delete anything. You can't do either, not even here. This also does not work. And yeah, that's basically what the project would say so far. So you can add data over here. You can add data over here and like insert the values, like how much you got in what subject. You can insert the values and your continuous will be calculated automatically. You don't need to change much about it. And yeah, that's basically it. Here in the you can also fill in the final exam out of 60 to get the total out of 1900 that gets calculated automatically too. So the continuous over here and the total right there get calculated automatically. This and this get calculated automatically. Everything else you have to insert manually. Uh, yeah, you have to insert it manually. That's for now. Later, at the end of the project, I will actually make even the insertion process automatic by allowing the use of OCR, like optical recognition, optical character recognition. Like what I plan to do is that like there will be like a sheet of paper where the student does the test students. The teacher will manually mark it and then just take a scanner and scan the student's exam, and what the scanner will do is the scanner will recognize the score of the students and automatically insert the values inside, like automatically insert it inside. And for every homework, every classwork, quiz, group work, mid-exam, and final exam, this would occur. Yeah, and yeah, that's basically much about that's all it is. And if you need to add rows in between, you can just click this, or if you want to add a lot of rows, you can just click this immediately. Those work. I'm not stopping either. Like this add button, I'm gonna add a remove button like somewhere around this row, like somewhere around like this cell, the cell that has the name. I'm gonna add a minus button that looks just like this one. And maybe I'll also allow that this plus button adds more than just one row at a time. So that's basically all about the project so far. That's how it looks like. And now the next goal for me is I need to make sure that the data inside the table stays saved. Like now, if I refresh the table, like every data is lost. Everything, the name, the student, the sex, homework, classwork, quiz, group work, mid-exam, final exam, everything is lost. No data is saved. This because I don't have a database in which I can save this data on. And for that purpose, I'll be using a database. Since this is going to be a real life project, I'm choosing between like Firebase and Supabase. I've ended up choosing Supabase as my database because it uses SQL, which is like an actual programming language. I do want to learn a programming language like SQL for my backend. And also, I do not want to use JSON. I do not want to use JSON just like in like I don't want to use JSON just like in Firebase. Like Firebase uses JSON. I do not want to use JSON. I mean, yes, it's JavaScript, but I would much rather prefer the relational data and the way that SQL handles data. Like I really want to learn SQL. That's why I'm choosing Supabase over any other kind of database, especially also because its free tier is very generous. By the way, I just checked it. The free tier very generous. I love them for that. Yeah, so I'll use database, Supabase, and I'll try to integrate a database with this one. I don't have any idea of how I would do that, but I'll pray I will find a way. So that's all for this project for now.